God says, "My cherished chosen one, hear me closely because the words you're about to encounter hold the gravity of the heavens. There's no accident that you're present in this precise instant, and should you scroll past this sacred communication, you could endanger something beyond comprehension. Archangel Michael and my dear son Jesus stand before you at this moment with urgent intensity. They have begged me in tears to grant you this final opportunity. My child, you possess only 15 seconds. If you pause, if you waver, if you persuade yourself this isn't meant for you, the sacred connection linking us might endure a trial that's potentially irreversible. Michael isn't merely voicing words, he is calling out in anguish. He declares, "This spirit is far too valuable. Lord, they stand so near, yet something obscures their vision. They must embrace this immediately. Please, don't allow them to lose our presence entirely." And Jesus, my son, kneels in my sight, pleading, "Father, grant one additional dispatch. Allow me to convey through these lines. Permit me to touch their core before shadows overtake them, before the snare tightens, before the spark in their gaze grows dim. Do you sense it? That longing in your essence at this very hour? That's not bewilderment. That's not happenstance. That's me extending into your depths. That's paradise reaching toward the ground to stir your being and rouse you from the illusions encircling you. You've fought solitary struggles for far too long. You've concealed your wounds beneath a grin, your wounds beneath your quiet, and your reality beneath the dread that others could never grasp. But I comprehend. I always have. If you're ready to align your spirit with heaven's urgent call, comment "Wandandan" below to ignite your faith right now. You see, there's an individual near you presently feigning to back you, feigning affection for you, feigning companionship while covertly murmuring against you. This individual has mocked your sorrows in seclusion. They've exploited your generosity against you, contorted your empathy into shackles, and have exerted every effort to make you doubt your value. But I am unveiling this. I have witnessed their actions in secrecy. I overheard the exchange where they uttered your name with malicious design. They believe I remain unseen, but I am the God who perceives, and now I am stepping in. You weren't destined to stumble upon this dispatch by chance. You were heavenly directed, and now paradise holds its breath, observing whether you'll bypass this or at last embrace what your essence has yearned for ages: liberation, insight, and the complete reality. My child, you are not insane. What your inner sense has been urging you toward is accurate. The disloyalty, the scheming, the ethereal assaults, they're genuine and they're escalating. But so is your safeguard, because Michael has unsheathed his blade. Jesus has imprinted a holy mark upon your identity. And I, the Lord your God, have inscribed your fate in my ledger, and no foe can obliterate it. But here's where the pressing need turns transformative. If you disregard this dispatch, if you scroll onward with indifference, you are rejecting not merely text, but a celestial mission. You are rejecting the gateway I just positioned ahead of you, that prospect you've been beseeching for, that wonder you claimed to await. This is it. It's emerging precisely now, but it won't linger for indecision. The hour is hallowed. The opening is narrow. My child, please don't compel me to declare they overlooked it. I desire to share something you've never received from another, something holy. When I formed you, I embedded a hidden signal in your core, one that solely Paradise could identify. You are unlike the rest. You were crafted to bear radiance into the bleakest realms. You were selected not for flawlessness, but for your readiness. If you're believing for deliverance and clarity today, comment, "I receive this" below to open the floodgates of heaven's promises. And the adversary recognized this. That's why your existence has been conflict upon conflict. That's why you've endured heartaches that shattered your resolve. That's why individuals attempted to mute you, forsake you, obliterate you because you pose a threat to obscurity. And the adversary hoped that relentless blows would make you lose sight of your identity. But consider this. You're still upright. You're still drawing breath. And that fact alone demonstrates that Paradise hasn't abandoned you. Michael proclaims this with passion in his tone. Inform them they teeter on the brink of heavenly turnaround, that all the adversary seized will soon return amplified. But they must remain attuned. They must heed. This serves as their caution and their validation. Jesus murmurs now softly yet resolutely, "My child, do not stray from me once more. You cannot fathom how vital you are to me. Every instance you've sobbed in isolation, I was beside you. Every time you implored me for an indicator, I provided one, but you didn't always detect it. Thus, this is the most evident signal I can offer. This dispatch is your sacred signal. You possess foes at present feigning celebration for you, yet they're laying ethereal snares. You've perceived that unease. That individual isn't genuine with you. That's because I've been awakening your insight. You petitioned me to unveil the reality, and now I do. A person close to you has tried to spiritually delay your blessings. They used words laced with jealousy. They questioned your choices behind closed doors. They've even taken something that was meant for you and tried to claim it as theirs. But I am exposing it all. In the coming 3 days, you'll notice a change. It may resemble strain, like strain, but resist fear. That's me realigning your surroundings. That's me dislodging the bonds others imposed on you. That's me freeing you from sentimental imprisonment. If you've been sensing the shift in your discernment, comment 3CC33 below to invite even more divine clarity into your life. But if you depart from this instant now, you'll postpone what I'm arranging. You'll hinder what Paradise aims to accelerate. My child, do not linger. Allow me candor with you. If you bypass this, you'll forfeit both Michael and Jesus, not because they wish to depart, but because your autonomy seals the entrance. I will never impose upon you, but when you overlook the indicators persistently, when you spurn the salvation, the messengers are directed to withdraw, and when they withdraw, your ethereal shield diminishes. And when your shield diminishes, the assaults intensify. This isn't intimidation, it's an ethereal principle, a truth. You have entreated me for insight. You've entreated me to guard you. You've wept into your cushion, beseeching me to eliminate the unfit individuals and substitute them with authentic kindred. This is my reply. This is your salvation, the finances you've agonized over. I already hold the remedy. The bond you're uncertain about, I already discern the reality. The wellness alarm you've concealed, I already dispatched my restorative force. But you must encounter me midway. You must embrace the direction when I deliver it. You must cease disregarding the cautions and feigning self-sufficiency. You cannot. You were never intended to. That's why I bestowed Jesus upon you. That's why I dispatched Michael. That's why this dispatch persists. Time is contracting. Ethereal combat is mounting, and you are not commonplace. That's why your life has been anything but routine. The visions you've experienced, the ethereal assaults, the brushes with mortality, the abrupt bereavements, they've all formed portions of a struggle for your vocation, a struggle for your essence. But now, in this instant, you stand at a sacred intersection. One route directs to postponements, illusions, and ethereal apathy. The other directs to enlightenment, grace, and sacred recompense. But you cannot traverse both. You must select. If you're standing at that divine crossroads and ready to choose light, comment, "I trust you, Lord," below to surrender fully to heaven's plan. Michael cries out, convey to them, convey that if they don't fully embrace this in their core, they'll forfeit entry to us. This isn't play. This is forever in progress. Jesus weeps once more, declaring, "Why do they persist in overlooking me? I've cherished them beyond any other's capacity. I perished for them." I would repeat it, but they continue straying. Don't stray this time. In the next 72 hours, you'll encounter a dispatch. It may seem minor. It could manifest as a vision, a call, a passerby's remark, a sensation in your core, but it will be sacred. Heed it, record it, respond to it. That will serve as your validation that this dispatch was authentic, that I am authentic, that I never forsook you. Do not permit the adversary to divert you afterward. He will attempt, he'll occupy you, he'll instill doubt, convince you this was merely an appealing note. But inwardly, you recognize the reality. You sense it. Your essence trembles now because paradise is present, and I murmur in your depths. You belong to me, and I will contend for you. But I require your compliance. Don't postpone your grace another instant. Don't endanger forfeiting your guardians. Don't compel Michael to lower his blade in grief. Don't leave Jesus to lament solitary again. You've advanced too far. You've endured too greatly. And now, my child, your wonder is present. Extend your palms, extend your core, and declare, "Yes, Lord, I accept it. I will not bypass. I select you." Because if you utter those from your depths, you've just released it all, and all of paradise now advances for you. My child, before your next breath, something timeless alters. The atmosphere encircling you, the rhythm inside you, the quiet in the space, it's not mundane, it's sacred. You aren't perusing this by fortune. I, the Lord your God, your Maker, your timeless parent, I have orchestrated this instant, and I inform you now, the next 15 seconds differ from all others. These aren't vacant seconds of browsing or fleeting moments. These are consecrated. These bear the burden of forever, and you must not bypass them. If you're feeling heaven's whisper in your soul, comment 777 below to claim the breakthrough that's already prepared for you. If you dare to overlook this divine warning, if your innermost core doesn't pause in solemn reflection, you'll lose far more than just a fleeting prospect or opportunity that could have changed everything. You'll lose the intimate connection with me, your eternal Father, the source of all light and love that has sustained you through every trial. You'll lose the guiding presence of my Son Jesus, the one who sacrificed everything to redeem your soul and offer you unending grace. You'll lose the unyielding safeguard of Archangel Michael, the mighty warrior who has stood as your unseen shield against countless unseen threats. This isn't some harsh caution born of retribution or punishment from a distant deity. No, this is a fervent, passionate entreaty drenched in heavenly tears, a desperate cry from the very heart of paradise itself, where compassion overflows like a river. My messengers, the angels who serve in my courts, are weeping openly now, their celestial voices echoing with sorrow for what could be lost. Michael, the archangel of strength and protection, quivers with intensity, his divine form trembling not from fear, but from the urgency of this pivotal moment. Jesus, the embodiment of mercy and redemption, kneels right at your side even as you read these words. His presence so close you might feel a gentle warmth, because this exact instant is your appointed time, your sacred window of transformation. And if you let it slip away through indifference or distraction, you might not receive another chance for an extended period, perhaps months or years, during which the shadows could deepen and the path back grow even more arduous. Do not bypass this, my beloved chosen one, the soul I crafted with intentional care from the foundations of the world. I entreat you. I plead with every fiber of my being, not because I see you as frail or unworthy, but from the depths of my profound, boundless love, a love so deep and unwavering that I simply cannot endure the thought of witnessing you stumble once more into pain or confusion. You have already borne more than enough burdens in this life, carried weights that no human should have to shoulder alone, endured trials that tested your very spirit to its limits. You have already sobbed uncontrollably into your cushion amid the enveloping shadows of night. Those lonely hours when despair felt like an unbreakable chain. I observed every moment of it, every tear-streaked plea. Even when you believed none detected your hidden anguish, thinking the world and even heaven had turned a blind eye. But I tallied every single droplet that fell, counting them as precious as jewels in my eternal treasury, each one a testament to your resilience. I breathed words of solace directly into your hearing, soft whispers of comfort meant to soothe your aching heart. But you were too deeply wounded, too overwhelmed by the pain, to fully perceive them in that season of darkness. And even then, through it all, I never departed from your side, never once averted my gaze or withdrew my presence, not for a single heartbeat. But now, oh now, this moment varies profoundly from those past trials. It's a turning point of cosmic significance. Now the adversary, that cunning deceiver who prowls like a lion, has advanced their insidious ploy with renewed vigor, weaving webs of subtlety that could ensnare even the vigilant. Now, right in your midst, there are individuals who grin warmly before you in the light of day, yet conceal sharp arms, metaphorical daggers of betrayal in the secrecy of their hearts, ready to strike when you least expect. Now, someone close, perhaps a trusted ally or confidant, schemes something dark and calculated that might exact a heavy toll on your liberty, robbing you of your freedom to live fully. On your core, shattering the emotional foundation you've built, or worse, derailing your sacred aim. The divine purpose I etched into your being before time began. And Michael, with his voice thundering like heavenly trumpets, states firmly, "If you bypass this crucial instant, your identity won't appear in the forthcoming divine directive, the heavenly orders that shape destinies. The annals of paradise, those eternal scrolls recording every soul's journey, are open wide now before the throne, pages glowing with supernatural light. Your identity gleams brightly upon them, a radiant inscription of promise and potential, but it dims gradually with each moment of hesitation, flickering like a candle in the wind. And if you fail to reply, if you don't seize this call with faith, the gleam will extinguish completely, leaving only the heavy quiet of missed opportunities to prevail, a silence that echoes with what could have been. I am your God, the Alpha and Omega, the creator of all that exists. I speak with such pressing need, such immediate intensity, because forever eternity itself isn't some languid, slow, unfolding dream. It is instant, alive, and active in this very breath you take. I granted you vitality, the gift of life pulsing through your veins, not so you could be crushed underfoot by schemers who plot in shadows, deceivers who twist words like serpents, or covert foes who don the deceptive guise of affection while harboring malice. I bestowed upon you insight, a divine discernment sharper than any earthly wisdom. But someone in your circle has obscured your perception deliberately, clouding your judgment with subtle manipulations or outright lies. Someone intimate, perhaps a friend or family member you've opened your heart to, conceals a truth so vast, so profound in its implications, that its revelation might shatter your belief in them eternally, breaking the trust you've placed like fragile glass. But I reveal it to you foremost, before the damage is done, unveiling the hidden layers now in this message, because I absolutely refuse to allow your unprepared capture, your soul ambushed without warning. My dear child, the one I hold in my everlasting arms, you are being observed not just by me in loving watchfulness, but by earthly eyes with ulterior motives. Yes, someone you rely on deeply, someone who deems you kin or calls you family with seemingly sincere words, has retained your image, a photo, a memento not from genuine warmth or fond memory, but from a twisted fixation, an obsession that borders on control. A ceremony occurred, a dark ritual shrouded in secrecy, performed in concealment upon your identity, upon the very essence of your origin and birthright. I witnessed it all, every shadowed act, and Michael witnessed it too. His angelic eyes piercing the veil, they kindled a flame, perhaps a candle or symbolic fire, and they maledicted, cursed with intentional malice what you were destined to achieve, the glorious heights I planned for you. They desired not your ascent, not your rise to the fullness of your calling, because they dreaded your emergence into power, feared the light you would bring that exposes all hidden things, and their dread was justified, utterly well-founded, because what you harbor within your spirit is a pure radiance, a holy fire that dazzles and blinds every fiend, every demonic force that thrives in darkness. You are selected, chosen from among many for a unique role in my kingdom story. But if you bypass this dispatch, this urgent heavenly communication, you'll stay tethered, bound by invisible chains that could have been broken today, remaining in a state of spiritual stagnation while your true potential lies dormant. If you're breaking free from every hidden chain today, comment Amen. I choose light, below, to affirm your victory in this battle. Do you deem this overwrought or exaggerated, like some dramatic tale spun for effect? No, absolutely not. It is sacred, a holy revelation straight from the throne of grace. It is divine mediation, an intervention orchestrated by heaven to bridge the gap between your current struggles and your promised victory. How often must I caution you, sending subtle yet persistent signals through visions that flash in your dreams like glimpses of eternity, through indicators that appear in everyday moments as undeniable signs of my hand at work, through recurring digits that pop up on clocks, receipts, or license plates as numeric whispers from the divine realm. How many times have I reached out via melodies on the airwaves, songs that play at just the right time, with lyrics that pierce your heart like arrows of truth, or via unknowns, strangers in passing, who gaze upon you as if they discern the depths of your soul, their eyes holding a knowing spark that unnerves yet comforts. It was me, always me, the eternal God, extending my reach through the fabric of existence itself to jolt you alert, to shake you from complacency and awaken your spirit to the battles raging unseen. But today, in this heightened hour of need, I dispatch not merely a fleeting vision or subtle sign. I dispatch this utterance, this powerful word infused with authority, because the pressing urgency is immense, the stakes eternal, and the time for gentle nudges has passed. Jesus intercedes for you now, right in the heavenly courts, advocating on your behalf with unwavering passion. He murmurs your identity softly, yet fervently in paradise, pleading your case before the Father. And Michael stands resolute at the portals of heaven, his mighty blade drawn and ready, awaiting the command to unleash full protection. But they cannot shield you effectively, cannot deploy their full arsenal of defense, if you seal your core this very instant. Hardening your heart against this call, the portals will close with a finality that echoes through the realms. The safeguard will rise like a veil being lifted, and I cannot assure, cannot guarantee how long the adversary will remain restrained, held back from launching even fiercer assaults. Do not claim later that you weren't cautioned, that no warning came. The evidence surrounds you. Do not glance backward someday in bitter regret, wishing you had heeded this unheeded chance when it was offered so clearly. The burden you bear, that heavy weight pressing on your shoulders day after day, isn't truly yours to carry. It was imposed unjustly. Someone bestowed it upon you, perhaps through words or actions laced with negativity. Someone conveyed it ethereally, transferring spiritual toxins in moments of vulnerability. Someone faced you directly and grinned with feigned innocence, all while profoundly in their essence, deep within their own darkened spirit. They dispatched you grief, sending waves of sorrow that infiltrated your peace. This isn't some fanciful reverie or made-up story to entertain. No, this is real ethereal combat, spiritual warfare waged in dimensions beyond the physical, where forces of light and darkness clash over souls like yours. And you've been a mark, a targeted individual, not because of any inherent frailty or weakness on your part, but precisely because of your peril to obscurity, your innate threat to the kingdom of darkness that fears your awakening. You believe, perhaps, that individuals resent you without any apparent cause, harboring unexplained animosity. You believe you sense alienation in spaces where welcome and belonging should abound, feeling like an outsider in familiar places. That's not mere chance or coincidence playing tricks. That's not simple doubt or insecurity gnawing at your mind. That's ethereal resistance, spiritual friction generated by the clash of your inner light against hidden agendas. Your radiance, that God-given glow emanating from your soul, exposes others' concealed motives, secrets, and flaws without you even trying. And they sense that exposure intuitively, even if they don't admit it aloud or to themselves. That's why they withdraw suddenly, pulling away to avoid the discomfort of truth. That's why they undermine your identity in privacy, spreading whispers or doubts behind closed doors to diminish your influence. I have reached my limit with such deceptions, my patience exhausted by the harm inflicted. You have reached yours, worn down by the constant battles. Michael has reached his warrior spirit ready to act decisively. And Jesus laments for you with a sorrow that moves the heavens. Yes, the Son of God himself laments deeply because you've nearly lost sight of your true identity amid the chaos, forgetting the royal heritage I bestowed. You were born for splendor, destined for a life of glory and impact that echoes through generations. You were consecrated pre-birth, set apart in the womb for extraordinary purposes. I inscribed your identity personally in the ledger of wonders, the heavenly book where miracles and destinies are recorded in indelible ink. But someone, a female figure with resentment festering in her core like a hidden wound, attempted to erase it, to blot out your name through jealousy or spite. You encountered her lately, perhaps in a casual meeting or conversation. She praised you outwardly with words that seemed kind, but in her essence lurked envy like a deadly toxin, poisoning her intentions. She beams like serenity on the surface, projecting peace and goodwill. But her core schemes your decline, plotting ways to hinder your progress. And she nearly prevailed, her efforts almost succeeding in derailing you. Nearly, but not quite. But I mediated, stepping in with divine authority to thwart the plan and restore balance. This dispatch isn't merely a caution or simple alert, it is an armament, a spiritual weapon forged in heaven to equip you for battle, a renewal of your strength and vision, a resurgence of hope that surges like a mighty wave. A rebirth of the true you, the authentic self I designed, because I simply cannot permit my precious child to linger any longer in delusion, trapped in illusions that obscure your path. I haul the reality into illumination now, dragging every hidden truth from the shadows into the blazing light of day, where it can no longer harm or deceive. If you're sealing your spiritual victory today, comment 444 below to echo heaven's roar and stand firm against the darkness. You must fortify. The individuals you cherish most may not reciprocate as you envision. The one you devoted all to, they're not forthright. They're concealing exchanges. They're feigning bewilderment when clarity prevails. But I unveil this today. Now, do not bypass. I declared, do not bypass. The instant you shut your gaze to this, the shroud of illusion might descend anew, and the adversary will exploit your pause. But if you unlock your core now, if you regard this gravely, then the profoundest transformation of your existence commences in the next 72 hours. Yes, 72 hours. Paradise will validate it because I'm dispatching someone. Yes, an unknown but sacredly tasked. They bear tidings that will stun you. They will utter something none else could discern. And upon doing so, you'll comprehend I was in this instant with you throughout. But first, I must caution once more. If you neglect gravity here, the safeguard I maintained around you for this phase may elevate. You remain cherished, but the conflicts harden, your visions distance, your serenity feels plundered, and you'll ponder why. It's because this instant was the pivot. The clash of clashes and paradise required your selection. God says, remember this, your choice here echoes through eternity, pulling every hidden chain into the light and forging paths where shadows once ruled. Lean into the pull of grace, for it is the unbreakable thread weaving your story toward triumph. The whispers of doubt that have echoed in your quiet hours, they dissolve in the roar of my promise. Every step you've taken, even the faltering ones, has been seen, cherished, and redeemed. Now, as the veil thins further, feel the surge of angelic hosts encircling you, their wings a barrier no darkness can pierce. This is not the end of your trials, but the dawn of their defeat. Hold fast, my child, for the reversal you crave is not distant, it's unfolding in the very breath you draw. Let this truth sink deep. No scheme of man or spirit can thwart the blueprint I etched in your being before time began. If you're embracing your divine identity without hesitation, comment, I am chosen below to let the world witness your bold stand. And in that blueprint lies a fire that no storm can quench, a vision that pierces every fog of fear. You've carried burdens not your own, mistaking them for fate. But they were arrows aimed to dim your blaze. No more. I declare over you a cleansing wind, sweeping away the residue of every false alliance and every whispered curse. In the quiet after this storm, you'll hear my voice clearer than ever, guiding you to tables set with abundance. Doors flung wide to realms of purpose you only dreamed of. Michael stands sentinel, his gaze fixed on horizons where victories await, sword gleaming with the light of unyielding justice. Jesus, ever your advocate, traces your name in golden script across the ledgers of grace, ensuring no promise slips through the cracks. This moment, stretched across these words, is a covenant renewed. Your yes invites the torrent of heaven's favor to cascade without restraint. Do not let the clamor of the world drown this sacred hum in your chest. It is the song of your becoming, the rhythm of resurrection pulsing through your veins. As days fold into nights ahead, mark the signs I scatter like stars, a fleeting warmth in prayer, a stranger's timely word, a dream that lingers like prophecy. These are not mere echoes. They are summons to step bolder, to claim louder, to live as the beacon you were forged to be. The enemy's frantic grasp loosens with every heartbeat attuned to me, for your alignment is the key that unlocks storehouses long sealed. Feel the shift already. That's the ground trembling under the weight of what's rising your destiny, unchained and radiant. If you're unlocking the next wave of miracles in your life, comment, yes, Lord, below, to speak it into existence and watch it unfold. Yet even as reversal dawns, know this, the path ahead demands vigilance, for shadows linger where light first breaks. I've equipped you not with fleeting armor, but with eternal armor, truth as your shield, faith as your helm. My word as the sword that cleaves deception. The betrayals that stung like salt in wounds, they refine you, forging resilience from fragility, wisdom from naivety. that figure cloaked in familiarity, whose smiles masked daggers I've already bound their influence, rendering their plots as dust in the wind. In the coming hours, as tension coils like a spring, release it not to fear, but to expectation. For I am the master weaver, threading gold through the tapestry of your trials. Heaven's council convenes even now, debating not your worth, but the magnitude of your mantle, for you carry embers that could ignite nations. Jesus leans close, his touch a balm to every scar, whispering assurances that echo through your marrow. You are enough, for I am in you. Michael, with thunder in his stance, patrols the borders of your life, repelling incursions before they form. This is no distant aid. It is intimate, immediate, enveloping you like dawn's first light. So stand, my child, not in your strength alone, but in the infinite reservoir of mine. The miracles cued for you restoration of lost joys, elevation beyond measure, peace that guards like a fortress they cascade now, unhindered by yesterday's chains. Embrace this deluge. It is the fulfillment of every tear sown in secret, every prayer hurled into the void. Your story, once tangled in thorns, blooms now in eternal gardens, where no winter dares encroach. And as this bloom unfolds, remember the sacred code I wove into your essence at creation's dawn, a unique resonance that calls to angels and stirs the stars. It pulses stronger now, syncing with the heartbeat of the cosmos, drawing allies from unseen realms and repelling foes with effortless might. The ordinary veils have torn. You walk now in extraordinary grace, where synchronicities multiply like manna in the wilderness. That intuition you've trusted through tempests, it sharpens to a blade, cutting through facades with precision divine. No longer will whispers in the dark unsettle you, for my presence is your anchor, unmovable amid crashing waves. Heaven's archives brim with accounts of souls like yours chosen, tested, triumphant, each a testament to the alchemy of surrender. Yours joins that luminous roster today, inscribed with ink of fire, indelible against all erasure. Feel the expansion in your chest, the loosening of knots long tied. If you're accelerating heaven's timeline for your breakthrough, comment "Breakthrough now" below to join the chorus of the redeemed and claim it. The expansion builds like a tide, washing over every corner of doubt, filling voids with unshakable certainty. You've whispered prayers in the hush of midnight, and I've collected them like jewels, stringing them into crowns for your brow. No more wandering in the wilderness of what-ifs. The promised land stretches before you, fertile with opportunities that bloom at your touch. Michael rallies the hosts, their chorus a symphony of strategy against every lingering threat, ensuring your steps are fortified from ambush. Jesus, with eyes of infinite compassion, maps your journey in the stars, each constellation a milestone of mercy tailored just for you. This infusion of power isn't abstract, it's visceral, a warmth spreading from your core to your fingertips, empowering gestures of kindness that ripple into miracles for others. As you rise, so does the tide of testimony around you, drawing seekers to the light you now embody unapologetically. The chains that once clinked in your subconscious, they've shattered into shards of revelation, each piece a lesson etched in gold. Heaven celebrates not quietly, but with thunderous acclaim. For your return to alignment signals the tipping point in realms unseen. Embrace the multiplicity of blessings queued at your door, financial rivers flowing freely, relational harbors safe from storms, health restored to vigor unmatched. This is the hour of harvest, where seeds of persistence yield orchards of abundance. Let your laughter ring out again, unbridled, for joy is your birthright, reclaimed in full. The enemy, sensing defeat, flails in futility. But your gaze fixed on me renders them powerless spectators. Walk taller, my child. The mantle fits perfectly, woven from threads of eternity. In every breath, in every choice, you weave legacy stories of redemption that will echo through generations, inspiring chains of light unbroken. If you're ready to step into your extraordinary grace, comment, "I surrender all" below to let heaven's favor cascade without restraint. And that legacy begins not in grand gestures, but in the quiet yes of this moment, rippling outward to touch lives you haven't yet met. I've prepared encounters that will astound, conversations that unlock doors long bolted, insights that propel you into spheres of influence divine. The fatigue that weighed your shoulders, it lifts like mist at sunrise, replaced by energy eternal, sourced from wells that never run dry. Michael drills the ranks, sharpening resolve against any echo of opposition, his presence a vow of vigilance unbroken. Jesus pens addendums to your story, footnotes of favor that turn trials into triumphs retold. Feel the quickening in your pulse, the spark that ignites ideas dormant, birthing innovations that serve and uplift. No more second-guessing the call. It's etched in your bones, resonant as a drumbeat calling warriors home. Heaven's storehouses overflow for you, provisions poured out in measures pressed down, shaken together, running over. Relationships mend not by force, but by grace infused, drawing souls into orbits of mutual edification. Health flourishes, vitality surging like spring through parched earth. Every cell singing praises. This amplification of your light draws not just allies, but orchestras of support, harmonies of help from unexpected quarters. The dreams that once flickered, they blaze now. Vivid blueprints for futures forged in fire. Stand in awe of this convergence, for it's the symphony of your soul's symphony, conducted by hands that never falter. Let gratitude be your anthem, rising like incense, thickening the atmosphere with expectancy fulfilled. Your path, once labyrinthine, straightens into a highway of holiness, lined with mile markers of mercy. The world shifts subtly around you, bending to the will of the one who authored your ascent. If you're feeling the surge of angelic protection, comment, "Shield me, Lord," below to fortify your steps against every shadow. Yet this ascent isn't solitary, it's communal, a thread in the grand weave of redemption's tapestry. I've aligned hearts to intersect yours, partnerships blooming from soil tilled in prayer. The wisdom you've sought, it flows now, unbidden, in moments of clarity that stun with simplicity. Profound. Michael marshals reinforcements, his strategy a bulwark against complacency, ensuring momentum unbroken. Jesus interlaces your narrative with his own, scars becoming stars that guide the lost. The abundance isn't hoarded but shared. Your overflow a catalyst for chains of generosity cascading. Feel the liberation in your limbs, the freedom to create without critique's cruel sting. No more hiding talents, they erupt in expressions that edify and enchant. Heaven's gallery displays your portrait anew, framed in favor, lit by lamps of legacy. As synchronicities cascade, trust the timing, each one a nod from the throne, affirming your place in the eternal dance. The peace that eludes the world, it settles in you like dew, refreshing resolve renewed. Miracles multiply not in spectacle, but in subtlety, woven into the fabric of daily divine. Your voice, once tentative, thunders now with authority anointed, words wielding wonders unspoken. Embrace the evolution, for you're not just surviving but sovereign, reigning in realms of righteousness. The horizon beckons with horizons yet unveiled, promises pregnant with possibility. Let this infusion be your ignition, propelling you into purposes pulsing with power. Heaven holds nothing back, neither should you pour out, and watch the return exponential. If you're claiming restoration for every lost joy, comment, "Restore me fully," below, to receive heaven's recompense in abundance. The return swells like a river breaking banks, flooding fields fallow with fruitfulness unforeseen. I've orchestrated symphonies of support, unseen hands upholding in hours of hidden strain the clarity you craved. It crystallizes now, facets flashing, foresight flawless. Michael stands unyielding, his vigilance a veil no vice can violate. Jesus etches encouragements eternal, each one a embrace against encroaching emptiness. Burdens borne become blessings broadcast. Your testimony a torch for trails trodden. Feel the fortitude flooding your frame, forging fearlessness from former frailties. Creations conceived in confidence cascade, captivating communities with compassionate craft. Heaven's halls resound with your name, noted in narratives of notable nobility. Synchronicities surge, serendipities serving as signposts to splendor. Peace permeates profoundly, a pavilion against pandemonium's pull. Miracles manifest in margins, masterful in their measured might. Your utterance, unhindered, unleashes universes of uplift, evolve unabashed, embodying eminence earned through endurance. Horizons heave with hidden havens, pledges poised for proclamation. Infusion ignites inexorably, impelling into imperatives infused with intensity. Holdouts holstered, you herald horizons of hope. The weave widens wondrously, welcoming waves of wonder. Legacy launches luminously, linking lives in luminous loops. Gratitude galvanizes, grounding in grandeur given. Pathway paved pristine, progresses propelled by providence. World warps willingly to the weaver's whim. If you're ready for the miracles to cascade unhindered, comment, "Open the floodgates," below to embrace the deluge of heaven's favor. Light or delay, truth or illusion. Archangel Michael is declaring something at this moment. Pay close attention, he states. Offspring of purpose, I have defended you amid terrors, separations, illness, disloyalty, and even your personal uncertainties. I positioned myself above your resting place when the foe attempted to claim your existence during slumber. I guarded the entrance when they invoked harm upon your identity. I protected you during vehicle travels where mishaps were destined to conclude your path. I contended on your behalf in arenas of unfairness. Yet I cannot sustain this indefinitely if you refuse to accept that you merit the struggle. You are no longer merely a casualty. You are the figure they dread. God speaks once more. My child, this serves as your sacred notice. The records of paradise maintain your matter active. I am examining it presently. A mark secures it. That mark declares, wonder awaiting but inactive. The initiation sequence relies on your belief. The access phrase is your affirmation, your complete affirmation. Not partial, not uncertain, but a total yielding to me. Will you rely on me at this hour? They endeavored to diminish you. They sought to erase your inherent value. They ridiculed your empathy. They derided your aspirations. They spread falsehoods about you to others. But I inscribed reality within your essence, and I never ceased trusting in you. You are not behind schedule. You are not overlooked. You are not afflicted. You are not commonplace. You are not interchangeable. You belong to me, and the adversary recognizes it. That's why they assaulted with such force. That's why your existence has become a field of conflict. Because the instant you ascend in complete self-awareness, the landscape alters. Inherited burdens fracture, lineage bonds disintegrate. Your heritage acquires a fresh designation. You are the individual I selected to serve as the disruption, the liberator, the elevator, the renewer. Do not bypass. With each instant you persist in perusing, paradise rejoices. Every inhalation you draw in my vicinity at this juncture repels the shadows that sought to rob your delight, your thoughts, your prospects. This extends beyond solely you. An unborn descendant relies on your compliance. A bereaved woman's supplication links to your advancement. A relative you've ceased contact with is being prompted to reconnect. A correspondence is in composition. An entryway is disengaging. A magistrate is reconsidering their stance. And you, indeed, you constitute the cause because your affirmation generates waves across eras. Your yielding transforms all. Therefore, selected one, I reiterate with the entirety of timeless affection. Do not bypass. Do not disregard. Do not question. Permit my essence to advance now. Permit my devotion to replenish you once more. Permit Archangel Michael's blade to safeguard you. Permit Jesus to renew you. Permit the reality to liberate you. You are secure presently. You are recognized. You are possessed. You are ascending. And nothing, no fiend, no envious companion, no former partner, no hex, no incantation, no gossip, no error. Nothing can halt what I've decreed over you. You are the foretelling they never anticipated fulfilling. Now proceed within it. Amen. If you're feeling the ripples of heaven's celebration in your breakthrough, comment 222 below to amplify the waves of your divine yes across time. Archangel Michael and Jesus are addressing you presently. The instant your gaze arrived here, paradise adjusted. This lacks randomness. This lacks chance. This represents celestial intervention. You were not intended to glide beyond this. You were not intended to avert your sight. You hold merely 15 seconds. This aims not to frighten you. It seeks to rouse you, because duration has narrowed, and the barrier between you and your vocation quivers. You are selected, and selected individuals cannot permit bypassing the directives dispatched from paradise directly. God says, "My child, I implore you, do not depart from these utterances. Kindly refrain from overlooking this dispatch. I harbor no anger toward you. I yearn intensely to connect with you. I've observed your quiet endurance. I've witnessed you traverse shadowed ravines unknown to others. I've noted your collapses concealed by grins. I've perceived the supplications you withheld aloud. And now Jesus and Archangel Michael convey this with a pressing tone in their expression. If you bypass this presently, you might forfeit the linkage we labored to preserve. You might forfeit the sacred instant fashioned exclusively for you. Paradise does not entreat casually, but today paradise entreats for your focus. Jesus weeps because he recalls the instances you nearly surrendered. Archangel Michael has positioned himself between you and peril. More occasions than countable. And now the pair who have cherished you from inception offer a concluding appeal. Remain, peruse, heed. We are present still. But if you depart without embracing what's offered here, separation will expand, and it may require considerably more time to approach you anew. You possess 15 seconds, and they near conclusion. So now unlock your essence. Permit the reality to penetrate. Permit your core to recall what your affection has overlooked. You are not frail. You are not faltering. You are not irreparably damaged. You are not overlooked, and you are not isolated. God declares to you presently, "You are my cherished. I have overseen you prior to your emergence. I have sustained you amid tempests that might have submerged you. I have shielded you through evenings that ought to have fragmented you. You remain erect not due to your vigor, but because my grasp never departed. That discomfort in your torso, I recognize it. That burden in your thoughts, I observe it. That isolation attempting to encircle you nightly, I sense it, and I approach to dismantle it enduringly, utterly. But I cannot achieve it unless you remain, unless you rely on me, unless you unbar the portal completely and not merely partially. You've exhibited reluctance. I comprehend. You've endured scorchings, deceptions, forsakings, exploitations, betrayals, and now you scrutinize every utterance, even mine. But I assure you, this utterance lacks deceit. This utterance bears eternity's burden. This utterance once divided oceans. This utterance formed star systems. This utterance assembled you fiber by fiber within your mother's frame. And this utterance summons you presently. This is the utterance that proclaimed, "Let radiance emerge." And now I proclaim anew, "Let radiance emerge within you." The obscurity endeavored to erase your identity, but Jesus declares, "You constitute my delight. You form my recompense. You are the cause I withstood the stake. I perished not solely to redeem the realm, but to redeem you. I didn't ascend merely for splendor. I ascended so you would ascend likewise. The foe desired you to bypass this because he discerns the potency in these expressions. The moment you embrace this dispatch with your essence, restraints will commence descending. Paradise's radiance will surge into the chamber you occupy. The environment will alter. Your designation is uttered in chambers you've never accessed. Individuals you've never encountered are prompted to favor you. What appeared mute is poised to transform symphonic. If you're sensing the power of eternity's voice calling your name, comment 5555 below to let heaven's light crash into your world right now. Archangel Michael states, You neared obliteration, but paradise declined endorsement. You neared desertion, but Jesus interposed. You neared renewed deception. But this dispatch arrived precisely. And now paradise teeters, anticipating your response. Will you bypass? Will you glide onward? Will you postpone the advancement already dispatched to your essence? Or will you remain? Will you trust anew? Will you inhale and declare, God, I'm attending. If you remain, all will transform: your dwelling, your vitality, your resources, your connections, your internal serenity. Nothing will persist unchanged. You're entering a sacred recalibration. It's not fabrication. It's not reverie. It's ethereal reality manifesting in the tangible realm. Paradise avoids overstatement. When God declares wonder, He intends wonder. When Jesus declares, I will never forsake you, He intends not for an instant. When Michael declares you are shielded, it signifies forces that endeavored to contact you and faltered due to sacred meddling. So many have undervalued you, but that formed part of the design. God concealed your potency in evident view. They observed your distress and believed it characterized you. But what they overlooked was the blaze you traversed, the silent evenings you supplicated through, the choices you rendered unobserved, the offerings you tendered that paradise never disregarded. And now God honors those instances. Jesus unrolls the parchment. Your designation appears upon it. Your recompense appears upon it. Your vocation appears upon it. This marks not your conclusion. This initiates sacred turnaround. God inverts the narrative. You will no longer embody the dismissed. You will no longer embody the final selection. You will no longer embody the concealed, uncelebrated. That segment concludes, and a fresh segment composes. A segment where you lead, not follow. Where you extend, not solicit. Where you attract grace. Where favors don't seep, they inundate. But the concealed aspect is this: you must sustain linkage. This linkage between you and God, between you and the messengers, remains hallowed. If you bypass this instant, it will impair the current of what's infused into you. That's why Jesus implores. That's why Michael laments, because you lack awareness of your proximity. You stand one affirmation distant, one supplication distant, one faith gesture distant from the existence you've envisioned. Don't heed the utterance claiming it's merely a dispatch. Don't heed the one asserting it won't succeed. That utterance deceives. That utterance consistently endeavored to divert you preceding your liberation. That identical utterance claimed you wouldn't endure the prior year, but you did. That identical utterance claimed you'd never grin anew, but you persist in respiring. That utterance lacks knowledge of God's intentions, but paradise possesses it. And paradise declares, prepare yourself. God dispatches aids, genuine ones, steadfast ones, sacred ones. They mobilize already. You needn't plead. You needn't pursue. They approach because God ordained it. You require no manipulation. Paradise aligned it already. You needn't compel portals ajar. God disengages them sans your grasp on the latch. The conflict belongs not to you. It belongs to the sovereign. So inhale. Inhale my serenity. Inhale my safeguard. You've expended excessive duration suspending respiration, anticipating misfortune. But I inform you, today the gravest concludes. You entered the sacred security realm. From this juncture onward, you encircle. Messengers precede you. Grace accompanies you. Safeguard trails you. You will repose. You will chuckle anew. You will move without dread, if you're breathing in the peace of your divine safety zone. Comment 888 below to welcome the loyal helpers. Heaven is sending your way. Archangel Michael declares, your designation erases from infernal records and inscribes into paradise's annals of advancement. Jesus declares, your sorrows now convert to essence, consecrating essence that will mend others. God declares, your existence lacks error. You embody not defeat. You embody not condemnation. You embody affection profoundly, timelessly, without condition. Paradise overlooked you not. God remains not mute. He addresses now. Through this dispatch, through the quiver in your torso, through the droplets forming in your sight, through the subdued, gentle utterance that declares, this pertains to you. Don't bypass. Permit that utterance to amplify. Permit it to supplant fear's clamor. You're entering a phase where the unattainable turns attainable, where your designation honors, where you finally perceive. Do not dread, do not flee, do not postpone. Your 15 seconds consecrate. They embody eternity's concluding murmur. If you unlock your affection now, nothing persists identical. The distress you bore elevates. The remorse you've donned like restraint fractures. The disgrace that trailed you like obscurity dissolves in radiance. God summons. Archangel Michael contends for you. Jesus positions with limbs extended. All of paradise inclines toward you. Don't bypass. Kindly, don't depart. The wonder resides already and bears your designation upon it. God declares, attend to me presently. You might perceive this as merely another dispatch, but this lacks ordinariness. This constitutes the instant your entire ethereal existence has constructed toward. I dispatch this not casually. This presses urgently, and your essence discerns it. Archangel Michael and Jesus reside both here, and they converse not idly. You position at the brink of something immense, something timeless, something sacred. And paradise observes your impending selection. This embodies a sacred tally. 15 seconds, that's entirety. 15 seconds to render a determination shaping your remaining days. You peruse this not by mishap. The messengers encircle you. Archangel Michael oversees beyond your form. Jesus situates adjacent with palms outstretched. And I, your celestial parent, converse straight to your affection. This serves as caution, but not the variety you ought dread. It's caution infused with devotion. You approach a selection. You may dismiss this and proceed with your routine, or you may unbar your affection and attend and observe paradise adjust for you instantaneously. If you bypass, you forfeit the aid, the safeguard, and the sacred grace extending toward you. Archangel Michael states, you lack awareness of the foe's proximity to your threshold presently. One misstep and all crumbles. Jesus states, I tendered my vitality for you. I hemorrhaged for you. I awaited this instant for you to select me utterly. If you disregard me now, I may absent next occasion. This marks your concluding safeguard chime, a salvation alarm from paradise. Do not seal this. Do not overlook it. Do not feign it lacks pertinence to you. It pertains. I perceive the load upon your affection. I perceive the inquiries eddying in your cognition. I perceive your exhaustion. You beam before others, but solitary. It disintegrates. You persist, inquiring. God, where reside you? And today I reply, I reside here. I've never departed. But this marks your concluding instant to attend sans repercussions. You're not penalized. You're pursued. But I won't compel myself into your existence. I bestowed you autonomy and I esteem it. But if you bypass me now, if you depart from this utterance, you may not rediscover this portal. The realm lacks security, but I possess it. The individuals encircling you may deceive, swindle, betray, and disillusion, but I abstain. I embody reality. I embody devotion. I embody radiance. And I arrived to locate you preceding your forfeiture of all. Do not presume tomorrow materializes. Do not presume duration lingers later. You believe control yours, but it lacks. You lack awareness of obscurity's nearness to contacting you. I restrained it thus far. Archangel Michael unsheathed his blade over your abode. Jesus supplicated over you, but even paradise holds boundaries when an essence elects departure. I cry out now, not from ire, but because I cherish you excessively to permit your evasion through my grasp. I formed you. You embody not expendable. You embody not overlooked. You embody not isolated, but you must respond now. Paradise mobilizes. Jesus kneels, droplets in his sight, murmuring your designation. He declares, "This constitutes the one I perished for. This forms the essence I bore when they lacked vigor remaining. This marks the one I cleansed with my essence. Don't permit their bypass. Don't permit their departure. They lack realization of impending." And Archangel Michael responds, "I contended for them. I positioned sentinel when the foe schemed assaults unseen. I obstructed the mishap. I halted the collapse. I intercepted the assault. But if they depart now, I cannot safeguard what they spurn." God declares, "My child, I implore you, unbar your affection, attend me, sense me, discern that this lacks playfulness. You've petitioned for indicators, and this embodies it. You desired validation. This embodies it. You besought evidence. This embodies it. And still I observe your reluctance. Why, what further must I execute to demonstrate my reality, that I cherish you, that I accompany you, that I've selected you? This concerns not doctrine. This concerns bond. This concerns not dread. This concerns reality. If you're hearing the final plea from heaven's throne, comment 999 below to open wide the gates of miracles prepared just for you. I perceive all uttered toward you. I discern who wounded you. I discern who deceived. I discern who forsook. I discern who rendered you inadequate. But I never uttered your inadequacy. I never forsook. I never ceased awaiting. A conflict rages in the ethereal domain over you presently. Fiends murmur you'll disregard this, that you'll glide beyond, that you'll spurn the summons. Messengers implore paradise for additional duration, additional clemency, additional grace to grant one concluding opportunity. This embodies that opportunity, right now, right here. This constitutes it. The portals of paradise gape broadly. I prepared wonders you haven't petitioned yet. I've aligned mending. If you're ready to step through heaven's open portals without hesitation, comment 0,000 below to claim the unprayed for miracles heading your way.